What's up, good people? I hope that you all are doing well in these unprecedented times. We're getting this episode to you a week late. We recorded it last Monday, April 13th, the day after Easter, with plans of getting it to you on Tuesday morning and then on Wednesday morning and then on Thursday morning. But we weren't able to, and that's on me. Just a really crazy work week and wasn't able to get it edited and processed. So Trina made the executive decision that we'll just hold off until this week. So here we are. As always, thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate you listening. And without further ado, let's get into episode 10 of the Dub Square Podcast.
What's up, good people? Welcome to Dub Square Podcast, when we talk about whatever, whenever. I'm one of your hosts, Autrina, and I'm here with my good friend, Reg. How you doing, Reg?
I'm here and I'm ready to record.
Seems like you're ready. No?
No.
How was your week, Reg?
My week was good, man. I had an okay work week. A few bumps and bruises here, here and there, but hey, made it through another week. No real complaints other than the bad weather we had on yesterday. We're actually recording the podcast a bit late because of severe weather we had in Alabama on yesterday. So I hope this podcast finds everybody in good health and minimal damage. If you were affected by the storms on yesterday, they started out in like Texas a couple days ago and just kind of made their tour of the Southeast. So pray that everybody's doing well. But yeah, other than the storms, I think pretty good week. A couple frustrations here and there, but nothing crazy. I'm still here. Yeah, still here.
Yet
So,
standing
mhm.
in the land of the living.
Amen.
Love those church quotes.
Speaking of the living, it was Easter yesterday. He got up.
Happy Resurrection Day.
He got up.
He's not dead. He's yet alive.
He got up. So we hope you had a great Easter on yesterday.
Did I ever tell you about the how I used to always have to sing? I told you before that we had, like me and my sisters were singing group. But at our old church when I was younger, me and this other guy, we used to have to sing the same song every Easter. And like it was just bad because I can't sing, friend. And I understand why people will always make me sing. I'm not one of those people who say that I can't sing, but I can actually sing. I really can't sing. But they will always make me sing these songs on Easter, which I'm okay with it, because he's risen. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sing that
Yeah,
song for you one
I
day.
would have missed every Easter service if I was at your church.
Really,
Every one of them.
really,
Hmm.
it's just terrible.
But hey, how was your week, Trina?
My week was good. Did the typical porch to living room to porch. My sister, my mom, and I, we laid out in the yard. Well, they sat in the rocking chairs. I laid in the yard, pretended we were at the beach. Just had a real good time.
You're not that far from the beach, but it's definitely not the beach.
Yeah, but I think the beach is shut down here, if I'm not
Yeah, it
mistaken. Well,
should be shut down everywhere. But
mhm.
yeah, but it's a,
Yep.
a nice substitute, I guess. Nice alternative to not being able to go to the beach.
Yeah, because it felt really like the weather like you said, up until yesterday, the weather's been really nice. So I'm really thankful for which some people are like, well, it's warm, so I'd love to be outside right now. But no, I'm thankful for the nice weather during the social distancing isolation. Because, it could be gloomy every day. That just make it
Yeah,
worse.
yeah, that adds
So
to it for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
So friend, it's about that time for us to say what made us smile this week. What made you smile this week?
Or last week, I guess. This
Well, yeah,
past week.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's how we do. I mean, we can't do this week because it just started. Whew, bear with me today. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy Monday for me. I'm sorry. My brain cells are kind of chilling right now. They're on a siesta.
I mean, you don't have that meaning, so
Sure. Okay.
what made you smile?
You your biggest fan, and as far as your your comedy goes, it's okay. I am too.
No, wait, don't start. Oh, wait, you said something sweet. Thank you,
No, whoa, whoa,
friend.
whoa! You
Nope, nope, stop
misunderstood.
it, stop it, nope, nope,
No,
nope, nope,
I'm my
stop,
own
stop, stop.
biggest
Nope,
fan. I'm my own biggest
nope,
fan when it comes to
that is
comedy.
not what you meant, that's not what you meant.
Oh
You meant that
Lord,
you are my biggest fan, and I appreciate you for that. You're so sweet.
I don't want us to be off track too long. I'm gonna let you have it.
But, I mean, you did
Um,
laugh at 3 of my jokes. I told, like, 3 jokes today, and you laughed at all 3. That's rare.
the last one I laughed at just because the way Siri transcribed it.
Siri didn't do that, I did that. And I was like, "I'm not gonna change it."
Okay, Trina, you can have it. I'll let you have it on this Monday since he is risen on
He's
yesterday.
risen, he's yet alive.
All
Friend,
right.
what made you smile?
What made me smile? What really made me smile is dang, when did my monitor go out? Anyways, I mean, y'all know I work from home. I think I spoke about that. So I have a two monitor setup, and yeah, it was Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. My monitor went out, like my secondary monitor went out, and really, affected my productivity. So I was telling my mom about it, and my grandma overheard. So she immediately wanted to know how much a new monitor was, and I was kind of like, like, I don't know. I'm trying to price one, whatever, whatever. And she was like, well, let me know how much it is so you can get one. You need to get another one. And I'm like, okay, cool. But the whole time I'm saying, like, I'm not going to have her paying for a monitor. This lady has called me multiple times this past week asking me how much is the monitor, like, really not giving me a choice to pay for the monitor myself. So that just made me smile because she just kept on checking in. Have you got your money yet? Did you get your money? Did you find the monitor? Did you do everything with your computer? So she's a funny lady. So that's made me smile this week. And just overall, just the support from my family this past week, which is nothing out of the ordinary, but it just kind of hit a little bit different this week. So that made me smile.
Well, that's really sweet of her, that's really nice. People don't have to do anything for you, and I've realized, over my lifetime that to have family that do things for you is actually a blessing because a lot of people's families aren't like that, which I was shocked to learn that, but it's just what it is, so it's truly a blessing.
And I mean, after you get up out that house, turn 18, they really legally don't have
Yeah,
to provide anything for you.
yeah,
So it's definitely a blessing. Like you said, it's what we've always known, but it's a lot of people who don't have that. So, I
it's true.
definitely learned that as, you go to school and you meet new people. And even sometimes realizing that in high school that a few people didn't have the same type of structure you did at home. So it's definitely a blessing and something I don't take for granted at all. So,
For
but yeah,
sure.
what made you smile this week?
What made me smile this week? So me and my family, we've been playing a lot of board games and things. Like, we're very competitive when it comes to like games in general. We like to play Family Feud when it comes on. We play Jeopardy when it's on TV. Wheel of Fortune. Growing up, we played a lot of board games. And so recently, we we've really been playing for like the last week. We played Scrabble. We've played this Jeopardy card game, which is actually like Jeopardy. We've played Shoutrageous, which you helped me with that, and they thought that. So I like to be a host. I like to be the host of these games. So I'll forfeit, although I want to play, I'll forfeit playing so I can be the host. And so I'm a little extra sometimes. So I had
Sometimes.
Reg. Yeah, sometimes I had Reg make me an intro song. He made me an intro song, for Shout Rages when we were playing, and my family, they thought that was funny. Because, like, the night that you made it, they didn't wanna play anymore. So I had to wait almost a week for them to hear it,
Oh,
but
you didn't tell me that.
yeah, I forgot
Boy,
to tell you.
I could have put
Yeah,
some real stink on that.
I mean, hey,
Man,
we've been playing a lot and we're gonna keep playing, so feel free to stank it up a little
I
bit.
could have made you a Diddy or a Scott Storch type beat or something.
But yeah, that's been making me smile because it's just family time. It's fun. My dad and my sister, they talk a lot of crap. Like, we play Scrabble, we make a small word. My dad would be like, "Oh, I don't make small words like that. That's elementary." So
Wow.
like, we were gonna help my nephew make a word. He was like, "Don't help him make a word. He's in high school." So it's and then we had, we couldn't come together on some rules, which my mom, my oldest sister, and my dad, they made up a rule that just and we're not even gonna go into it. But, yeah, like, I don't know. But it made me smile all in all, and I've really been enjoying it.
Well, I ain't one to gossip, but I heard you been cheating the whole
That's
time
not
you've been down there.
wait, wait a minute,
I ain't want
wait.
to. We can move
Eh,
on. So what we talk
no, no,
about
no,
this
no,
week? What we talk
no,
about this week?
we about to address this right. I've been winning. Okay, well, I haven't been playing Shout Rages, because of course I've been your host. Jeopardy, I was the host, but I would have won that. Scrabble, we played like 3 or 4 games and I won all those games. I even so the first game we played, my dad talked so much crap and we ended up tying me and him. So, yeah, exactly. So, like 2 nights ago, he was like, "We never did break our tie." I was like, "Okay." So we decided to like get 7 letters and whoever can make the most words, and get the most points win. Your girl won it. So I've been whooping butt and taking names, friend. If you wanna, you can speaking of, if you wanna get at your girl on words with friends, feel free to do so. I'll put my information in the show notes.
Terrible. That's something I do not play.
I know I've been trying to get you to play
I
it.
do not play that. I try to stay away from stuff I'm not good at. So I'm definitely not playing that.
You get better by practicing. That's like yeah, that's what you do, and then, it helps with, like, your memory, your brain function because, same with video games, I feel like some video games help with, like, your brain function and things,
I
but
just stick.
anyway,
I'll stick to Call of Duty. I'm good. So now that we got that out the way,
I know.
what are we talking about this week?
This week, we have chosen the topics of excuse me, the N word. Go ahead and say it, and, we've also
Nostalgia.
Huh?
Nostalgia.
No, not the N word,
Oh, okay.
and I mean, we can use the word.
Nativity.
No,
Nonchalant.
no,
Nutter butter.
no,
Nutella.
no.
All right, we'll go through it. Okay.
But, and we can actually use the word. I'm fine with using the N word. Um, and also we chose the topic of can you fix things in the rebuttal. So we'll get into that more later. Reg, you want to take it away with the N word, my nigga?
so so there's a video clip that's been going around here in the last week or so with the actor Delroy Lindo, which who I know from a show called Chicago, and he's been in several other things, but his performance in Chicago just kind of stuck out to me because he played like a hey guys, Reggie again. That show is actually called The Chicago Code for those keeping score at home. A crooked alderman or something like that, but that show got canceled unfortunately. But apparently, he now has a show called The Good Fight on CBS. Which when I saw this clip, I thought it was like a legit interview. And I mean, even though it's not, it's still good. We're definitely gonna put it in the show notes for you. But here, just take a listen at what he said during this scene.
Take hip hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African American rappers saying N word this and N word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it, I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay, this is hypocritical. You know we can't.
Sure you can. This is America. Both of you. Say it.
All right, I think we can move on.
Why? Why move on when you want to say it? Both.
So when it comes to the N word, of course, we as Black people, we use it, even though it has ties to some history that we would like to forget. But
Are we gonna keep saying the N word or are we gonna actually say the word?
yes, interchangeable. I don't know. We're talking
Okay.
about the N word. I don't know. Nigga, nigger, nigga. We use it freely. Like, I don't know how often I say it. I don't really police myself for saying it. And there's a lot of people who police. A lot of people don't like it, but it's a part of my vernacular. So I'm using it now. Don't know if I ever stop. Probably won't. But what we've been seeing lately with this scene from Delroy Lindo and also a scene from my boy Joe Exotic from Tiger King, if you watch that on Netflix, he had a scene where he was talking about the fact that he can't say the N word, but you go to any black guy's rap video on YouTube and he's saying the N word. Why can't I say it? It's some type of discrimination. That's exactly what he said. I'll put a link to that. I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put his audio in the podcast at all, but I'll put a link to it at least, maybe. But when it comes to that, like, because we discussed this just briefly last week, and I myself are gonna get on a soapbox about something that doesn't bother me. And often you have people that are not black, African American, whatever you want to call it, that are not black, that are not, they don't have roots in the diaspora or however you want to say. And they want to know, why can't I say it? And, as in that scene, as Delroy Lindo put it, it's like, sure, you want to say it. Why else would you be arguing about it if you didn't want to say it? Why does it bother you so much that black people can say it freely, but you're looked at a certain way when you say it? Does it bother you that much? Does it keep you up at night? So my thoughts on it is just, shut up about it. We gonna use it. We can use it. We took ownership of it. I'm not gonna get too deep into the history of it. Yeah, it has some ties to some terrible history, but let us have something. Like, we can't even take back we can't take back a word that was used to degrade us. You know what I mean? We didn't get our land, and we didn't get our reparations and things of that nature. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I like to speak intelligently about things. So I'm not gonna go through the history or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, non-black people, shut up about it. Why does it bother you so much? Like, there's just some things you can't say. There's some things that are looked down upon. That's one of them.
Hmm.
No budging on it. When you are rapping a rap song, censor yourself. Simple. The radio censor stuff. If I'm reading something to my son and I'm not wanting to use that curse word, I'll skip over it. If I want to recite something to my grandmother and I'm not wanting to use a curse word, I'll skip over it. Or I'll say the F word or the B word or whatever. When it comes to that point in that song, you've been rapping it, you memorized it, it's coming up. Just skip over it. I promise. Not gonna lose any minutes off your life at all.
Do you
But
think that's? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
that's it.
I had this thought and I had to get it out before I forget. But do you think that they're so used to rapping it when they're not around their black people and black friends that they can't help but to say it?
That's why you gotta practice like you play.
You gotta put, yeah,
That's
you
it.
really
You
do.
gotta
You
practice like
really
you
do.
play.
Or you
You
have
know
that
you're gonna
slip
be
up.
in mixed company at some time. It's a thing, like, you're not supposed to do it. And I'm sure plenty of white people use the word with the hard ER too. I'm sure there's plenty of people I know and love, that have used that word in a very negative way.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Racism is a part of this country. It's rooted, and sadly, I believe it's always going to be a part of this country. I'm from the South. I can't say that, I don't want to get too far into the racism thing, but
We
I
can
can't,
talk about. No, go
I
ahead. I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say,
No,
I
go
can't
ahead.
say that my folks ever really had a conversation with me about it, but it's like I just knew. I just knew. Um, and just like I know certain things, go ahead and ingrain in yourself and your children that use that word when you want to at home, but when you're in mixed company, don't do it. because some people really do have an issue with it. You call me a nigga, okay, cool. I'm not fighting you over that. But some people will straight up kill you over that. Sad as it may be, it's facts. But
Well, even without, having, like you said, you don't want to get deep into it, but even without getting deep into it, just talking about the reaction on the video, that was hilarious to me.
yeah, it was perfect. It was
It was
perfect.
it was hilarious. It's like say it. Say it. You're telling me all of this. Just say it. So, okay, if you don't want to say it, like number one, why don't you want to say it? Number two, why are you going so hard? And also, do you not want to say it because you know that it's wrong? I'm giving you the opportunity to say it. So say it. Which is funny because it's kind of like calling someone's bluff, really. Like there's this show that I've been watching, and it's two women, and I'm not gonna like give the name or anything because I don't want to give spoilers, but it's two women talking. And like this one woman, we'll call her Sally, found out some information about Beth. So Sally was like confronting Beth about it. And she's just getting on her case. And then Beth was like, okay, so yeah, this is what it is. That's true. Let's talk about it. Sarah didn't have anything else to say. It's like you're saying all of this, you confronting me, you bringing it to me, and now I'm telling you, let's talk. You don't want to talk about it, and this is kind of the same thing. It's like you keep telling me that you should be able to say this word, people should be able to say this word, and now I'm telling you to say it, and you don't want to say it. Well, why?
And that is the question of the day.
And I really do want to know I mean, like I know that this is like from a show, but I want to know the why. Like, I feel like that would happen. I feel like that's an accurate, depiction of a conversation that would happen. And if it is, I would like to know the why. You know, like why don't you want to say it now? And why do you feel the need to want to say it? Why do you want to say it so badly?
Facts.
You can have it back. You can have your conversation back. I just had to throw that
No,
in
I'm
there.
good. I mean, I think I pretty much said everything. It's definitely something we wanted to discuss, but it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Like, it's not socially acceptable for non-black people to use the word. You can argue all you want to. I'm not budging on that. So don't even get into that conversation really. Like, it's don't do it. As I said, like, can we have something? can we have that? I'm not one to ever play the race card, but facts is facts. There's a lot of things that racism has affected. It has set a lot of people back. And yeah, there have been some people that have won, true. But when you talk about black people as a whole, there's so many things that have played against us. And true, before somebody say this, yes, a lot of us don't help our own case. Yes, it's true. But then there's a lot of people who are faced with things that they just can't make it out of. Is it possible? Did somebody else do it? Sure. But, it's like we're all running the same race, but you get a head start, a major head start.
Do you want to expound on there a little bit more?
Just because, I mean, it's just like equality and equity are not the same. I don't know. To say, do I want to expound on it? I'm gonna say not in this episode. It'll take too long. And then, like I said, I wasn't really prepared to speak to it in depth. And then it's a lot of people who can speak more intelligently about it, that I would trust to do it more than me, because mine is just more opinionated. I can state some fact, but I'm not one to state fact without having a better understanding of it. But I can with confidence say that black people have been oppressed in this country since
Yeah.
they came to this country.
Yeah, and I don't even think this is a topic that you have to have. Like, I don't understand what kind of facts. Well, not like taking away from what you're saying, but I don't understand what type of facts you would need to be like, hey, this is what happens. Like, I mean, do people want statistics? We can get statistics, but to be able to say like this is what it is. Like, you don't need you can go as long as you're I think as long as you're like seeing both sides of things when you're talking about it and give your opinion, but I think you can speak intelligently about it. And I actually kind of because like I've seen a lot of things that I would like to talk about that's related to race, race relations. And maybe we'll just have to do because I don't like for the episodes to just be so heavy that we talk about one thing, which is why we normally do like a, kind of more deep conversation and then like something a little lighter. But I kind of do want to do an episode that touches on all of this because like you have so many things like we're talking about this, we're talking about what was the other thing I told you the other day? Oh, blackfishing.
Yeah.
Um, I sent you the video today about colorism, which that video is just funny. But colorism is so much that we can talk about. And I would like to do an episode about that.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future we'll do that episode. Maybe we'll do it as a second episode just because I don't like for things to be heavy. I try to protect peace at all costs and try to just keep things light at all costs. But those conversations should be had sometimes. So, you know.
For sure. I mean, it's just something like that. I like to prep better for. I like to
Yeah,
hit
for
some
sure.
points. So,
Yeah, I
so
get
we'll
what
come back to that. But in closing, we can go ahead and wrap this subject up.
all right, you ready to move to the
I
next?
mean, just shut up. That's basically it. Just shut up. It don't cost you a thing. Shut up.
No, you
You
gotta
know,
say it right. It don't cost you a thing to do what, friend?
shut the fuck up.
No, that's not no what you switched the words there, but
I
it's okay.
mean, it's
It's fine.
applicable.
It's
So,
fine.
moving on to our next topic. You
The
said we were
next
talking
topic.
about can you cook or can you fix things? I know it was a part of the conversation.
Yeah, friend, let me
Tell
ask
me
you
where
some
this came from. Well, go ahead and open with the question. Go ahead.
well, let me ask you a question. What type of things can you do around the house?
Everything.
I mean, I know this already, obviously, but you know, I was scrolling social medias and I came across this post. And it's actually funny because I think sometimes people see people's posts and then they'll go back and try to make their own as if they came up with this stuff or whatever. You know what I
All the
mean?
time. I see
Which I
multiple
think is
posters of the
so
same thing.
lame. It's so lame. It's like who am I to call? You know what? It's lame. It's lame to me. You know,
It's
um,
plagiarism.
yeah, right? But I actually saw these two posts kind of maybe either on the same day or within 2 days of each other. So the first one is from this young lady that I follow on Instagram. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her name, but we'll put it in the show notes. I think it's Clear All Love, and I actually commented on one of her posts today. We had an exchange on one of her posts today that was really good. But it says, dudes always asking females if we can cook and clean. Yo, dude, can you mount a TV, change a tire, replace a kitchen sink, lay some tile? So it got me thinking. So the next post says, when men ask a woman if they can cook and they fire off with the can you change a tire rolling eye emoji. Girl, you know good and well that we ain't gonna be eating tire changes every single day. Just say you can't cook and hush. I'm gonna let you give your so basically what we have is a rebuttal to the question, can you cook? Like women have a rebuttal and guys are saying because they have this rebuttal that they can't cook. So friend, what you think?
Well, I mean, secondly, that whole rebuttal was about from Tony Baker. So this
Yeah.
gotta can't be
Yeah.
taken seriously, but
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
the same
I forgot
time,
to say that came from Tony Baker.
so who is a very talented comedian.
Uh,
You don't like him?
he
You're a
is,
tough
but
critic. You're a tough critic.
I'm not. I unfollowed him recently because um I don't know, like I feel like some of his posts are like what's the word I want to use? I feel like with his posts he's kind of like this is fact and this is what I'm saying is law, and it's not from a comedic standpoint.
Oh, I don't see that stuff then.
Yeah,
I just see the funny stuff.
yeah, yeah. I don't even know because I don't think I liked his stuff much, but it was always on my feed. And like, I've looked at it, and before I unfollow someone, I look at their stuff again just to make sure I'm not tripping. But yeah, it was annoying, and I mean, I don't want it on my page, so I unfollowed him. But you know,
Okay. So fair enough.
yeah,
I just like the funny stuff I see. I don't know. I hadn't got deep into his whatever his feed or whatever. I don't know. I hadn't seen all of his stuff. I didn't know. So I just like the funny stuff. So that's why I called him talented. But anyways, well, I mean, this whole thing really talks about gender roles, right?
that's
Which is a
exactly
whole
what it
nother
is.
story. So I'm not sure if I don't ask a woman if she can cook as a means to qualify her as a potential mate.
Yeah,
You know, if I ask you, it's just general conversation. Do you know how to cook? Can you cook? What do you like to cook? So, and I've never been faced with like, well, can you do this? Can you do that? No, I've asked someone. I mean, someone's asked me, are you handy? I'm like, yeah, I can do anything. You know what I mean? Like I can do anything. Give me the tools I need. Give me a manual or YouTube, and I'll do my best to do it. If not, I outsource it. Like I'm resourceful.
yeah,
Can I cook? Yeah. Do I cook? No. Like it's not something I like to do. Just because I
yeah.
don't do it doesn't mean I don't know how. But again, let's get into gender roles. If you're asking a woman if she can cook, and then she's turning around and asking you, can you change a tire? But
Can you change? Like I'm like, can you change a tire?
and that's something to be said because I once had a blowout on the way to dinner, and I stopped and I changed my tire. And later on, we was talking about it. The girl was like, I thought we was gonna have to call roadside or something. Like it was just surprising that you could change a tire. I'm like, and it's something I say all the time, but I don't know. I mean, it's like I'm a black man from Southwest Alabama. I'm from Thomasville, Alabama, country boy. Of course, I know how to change a tire. I know how to check my oil. I can change my oil. Like, but I get it. So I get it. Like some people just never learned how, but those are essential life skills in my opinion.
Right. I agree with you. I do make the joke a lot of the times because I live in Atlanta. Um, and a lot of guys don't, and I'm not saying all, but a lot of guys that I come to contact with don't know how to do that stuff. And they'll be like, well, I got money to take your car to the shop if something happens. That's all fine and dandy, but like, could you do it if you had to? Like I can respect people's upbringing. Maybe somebody didn't get a chance to learn that, but like, could you or are you interested in learning that? Because I mean, I enjoy seeing a guy be able to fix things like something's messed up around the house, you take care of that. I like working on cars. So I enjoy seeing a guy be able to fix a car. I mean, my dad taught me this stuff growing up, so I can do it myself, but if I have a guy that can do it for me, that's cool too, Like, and I didn't experience guys that couldn't do this stuff until I moved to Atlanta. And again, not all of them, but some of them. A lot of them cannot do it. But so like as I look through the comments, a lot of the guys were responding and saying something like, "Can you cook?" And I actually one of my friends, I sent it to him because he liked the status. I sent it to him recently. He said the same thing. He was like, a good rebuttal to her saying that would be, "Can you cook?" Which, if somebody asked me if I cook, I would say, "Do you cook?" But also asking him, because it is really is a gender role thing, asking him if he can do things like change a tire is a legitimate question. Like, if you wanna talk about gender roles, let's talk about the stuff that you should be able to do. Can you change a tire? Like you said, can you check the oil? Can you check tire pressure, which ain't hard? Can you change a light bulb? You know, like that's funny, but like let's be real, because it, like you said, again, it's about gender roles. So I think that is a funny. It's funny, but it's real. Now, let me also say, I don't. If a guy can't do those things, I don't disqualify him as a potential mate. But I will try to encourage him to learn how to do that stuff, just because that's just me. Like, we can't be on the side of the road broken down, friend. You better get, and I'm not trying to get out there to fix that tire. I'll call me a Uber to come pick me up and leave you. You
Whoa.
know, like,
Well,
come
just
on.
keep it real
I,
then.
I,
I
I'm,
respect it.
I'm being real. I'm not trying to get out there and change that tire. You need to do it.
I mean, I respect it. I mean, like I said, it's essential skills, honestly. It's okay to have money to be able to do this, because I wanted to comment on that what you said, somebody saying, well, I got money to take your car here. Trust. Younger Reg, 16, 17, my dad used to say stuff to me. I just knew. Go to college, give me a great job. I'm gonna pay somebody to do everything. Pay somebody to do everything. Well, things change, Went to college, didn't make all that money. But ultimately, what it comes down to is that now, as I've gotten older, I take pride in doing those things. I actually enjoy them. So there's going to be a lot of stuff I don't pay for. If I'm paying for something, because it makes sense, because I don't have the equipment, or, just the my time is worth more than what I'm paying somebody else to do it. So I had things I did to cars in the past that I could have easily paid somebody else to do. I installed an intake on my car. I don't know how much that labor would have been, but it cost me zero labor. Just cost me some elbow grease, as my granddaddy would say. Um, so I'm of the school of, it's great to have money, but it's some things I feel like you should just know how to do.
Yeah, and I'll pay for convenience. I definitely will pay for convenience. But here's another thing that just come to me. If you are gonna pay for, if my car messes up, you take my car to the shop, you pay for it. How you know they ain't lying to you about what's wrong? If you don't know, at least, like, you don't even have to know a lot about cars. Just know the basic. No, do you know what a radiator had? Do you even know where the gas, where the oil lid is? Do you know where you put washer fluid? Like, just give me the basics. I can teach you the rest. You know what I mean? And again, also, we live in a. You say this all the time. We live in an era of information. Information is out there. YouTube, Google, and as a matter of fact, a lot of mechanics will use YouTube. Several have told me that sometimes they'll get on YouTube and look at how to do something.
It's there.
It's there. So just, I mean, the basics. So if my car goes in and they telling you that, doggone, I need a new alternator that's gonna cost a lot of money, and really I'm just low on oil and shouldn't have been riding my car till the oil's gone out, you about to be paying extra for nothing because you don't even know.
Yeah, I definitely went into NTB one time and told them what was going on. This dude immediately, oh, well, you got to do this. So I'm like, okay. And this is me already having done some research. He's like, you got a sunroof, don't you? I'm like, no, I don't. Because basically I had issue with some water that was coming inside of the car onto the passenger side floorboard. And I'd already read that, A lot of cars, like I had a Volkswagen at the time, Volkswagen and Audi made by the same manufacturer. A lot of those have that issue. Most of them have sunroofs. Mine did not. Then, stuff that I ruled out by doing the research. It's like, oh, it's if your AC is doing this, it's not your heating core, things of that nature. I go in and tell the guy what happened, and he tells me that it's my heating core. And I'm like, well, how can you check this? Oh, we got to break down the whole system. And I already knew that, but I just wanted to see what he was going to say, see if he's going to tell me another lie, because my coworker had just replaced the heater core for his wife's car or whatever.
Is that not
But
something they could have hooked it up to the computer to see?
not really. That's one of those things. It's just one of those things that's not going to come up in the diagnostic. There's a few things out there, although cars are, full of technology. Some stuff just don't get detected by diagnostic. A few, not many. But long story short, what it turned out to be is the drains from, like, water comes down your windshield and it has to drain somewhere
Stop.
on the sides. I did my research to say it could be your drains. Check your drains. I took a pin because I could see stuff in the drain. I stuck the pin in there, and then dirt fell down in front of the back tire and behind the back tire. Okay, folks. I promise it's my last time interrupting, but the dirt fell behind the front tire when I pushed the pin into that drain. Might have been a bit confusing how I pressed something at the front of the car and then dirt fell out the back. Just wanted to clear that up. Okay, y'all have a good one. To let me know, oh, it's clogged up, right? So I kind of worked that dirt and those leaves out. I took a jug of water and poured it down through there. Boom. Problem fixed. Cost me nothing. But he wanted me to come in there. Oh, it's your heater core. And they was going to charge me for that labor. And it turned out to be nothing.
For sure.
So, there's just, a long little tangent or whatever. But just goes to show you need to be resourceful. Even if it's something, you're not comfortable doing, at least arm yourself with information.
Just look it
So,
up.
some stuff, I mean, let's be honest. Some stuff, you're at the mercy of the repair shop. And, everybody gonna charge around the same thing for a lot of stuff. But at least have it to where okay, this is what I need, this is what I can do without. You trying to add on all this new stuff. Like, you go get your oil change and they talk about changing the cabin air filter. No, don't let them do that. Every time they tell me that, I say, oh man, you know what? I got one at home. And I'll go do it myself.
All in all, you don't have to be an expert, but at least look stuff up. Also, let me just throw this funny tidbit in. I was I was looking at the comments under the girls' post, and I saw several girls say, "Yeah, I can cook, but not for your dusty butt."
Oh boy.
And I just thought that was funny. And I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, um, a girl coming back at you, a woman coming back at you, asking you if you can fix a tire. Whenever you ask her if she can cook, does not mean that she cannot cook. It means that you overstepping and you being a smart butt, and she ain't feeling it.
I mean, she could just answer the question.
She could
There's
just
that
answer.
option too.
Yeah, that's an option, and he could just not ask the question. That's an option.
Facts. Like I said, I've never, and I think it's probably how the question's asked too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a yeah, it is, of course. Like, if it's just a conversation and they're joking around or talking, and then also some people just don't, you know, I don't know. Some people just don't know, and they'll be like, "Can you cook?" Because they used to people asking stupid stuff like that, or because they used to asking other female stuff like that, and it just like rides.
And I mean, if you're not using that as a qualifier, then just like if you like the person, just talk to them. You eventually call and they'll be cooking dinner or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's okay in certain situations, but if you being a smart butt about it, nah.
And then it's a matter of opinion too. She thinks she can cook. Okay.
Oh,
What does
goodness,
that
yeah.
mean?
That's true. That's true, that's a good point, you make a good point.
She thinks she
Hmm,
can cook. So you go over there, you find out it's just not
it
it's
ain't
just not
so.
it.
You
So
done got your hopes up for nothing.
really,
That's
I guess what we've discovered here through our conversation is it don't even matter. It really don't matter. The question don't even matter. I mean, although you might get somebody who will say, "No, I can't cook at all." That's
right.
cool, but the person who say they can, they might not be able to either.
So do you think the thing with changing a tire, like, you think the same way that cooking could be, like, subjective is changing a tire subjective?
I mean, that's kind of
I
like
mean, either you know how to
either you
change the
can
tire
or
or
you
not,
can't.
or, like
But it could also be a case of it could also be a case of sure I can because they think it's easy, but then
Mm.
you know
I'm sure somebody
it's,
has done that. I'm sure.
somebody's embarrassed themselves before. That's for sure. Poor lad. Mm-mm-mm. But
That's all I got on that. I just thought that I thought that it was funny that I saw both of those around the same time, and I also thought people's like the responses was funny as well.
yeah. So guess we discovered a couple things today. One, non-black people, no, don't say the N word.
No.
Um, people don't ask a potential mate or anybody for that matter if they can cook. I guess
I mean, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay depending on the situation. Do you wanna, like, give an example when it's okay, or you just wanna say it's okay?
some people just not good at some people just not good at choosing when to do certain things.
That's
So
true.
sometimes you just got to say don't do it. But if you do, be prepared because they might ask you if you can change a tire.
And then they might test you and be like, "Okay, let's go try it." I was Imma do that one day.
They might go slash your tire and be like, change it.
"Oh, you gonna change your tire?" Imma try that one day, friend. When I get out there again, Imma be like if somebody asks me, Imma be like, "Hey, can you change your tire? Let's go do it."
I mean, all you gotta do is let the air out your tire. That's what you can do. You go visit a guy for the first time, let the air out your tire when you get there.
That's a good one. And ask him to
See
put
what he
my
does.
donut on.
And it's not even about him changing the tire. It's more about how he handles the situation. That's the thing. A lot of times it's not about the solution to the problem. It's about how you approach the solution to the problem.
Yeah, that too.
But as for me, I'll be changing the tire. I don't know about the
Yeah,
rest of y'all.
yeah. That's all I got for you.
All right. Well, since that's all you have, I guess we'll go ahead and do the 1-2 step about this thing. As always, guys, thank y'all for listening. Um, hope everyone's safe and sound. If you want to connect with us, just follow us on the social medias at Dub Squared Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can follow Trina on Instagram and Twitter at ATWatch101. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reggie is Who. And you can check out my personal website, whoisreggie.com. Got some pretty cool stuff on there. Might be adding some new things there. You can find just a little bit more about me if you care to know. And Trina will have a website coming soon. I just decided that. So that's her assignment for uh we'll just say due by the end of next month. So
Yes,
y'all
sir.
hold her accountable if you know her. So Trina have a new website coming for like a central hub for all her gazillion projects. That literally just came to me. I
Oh,
like
that's
that.
it's funny because you know what that means?
I'm not helping you with that. So as always, y'all, thank y'all
Yeah,
for
wait, no, wait, no, wait,
thank
wait, wait,
y'all
wait,
for
wait, no, pause,
thank
pause, pause, wait,
I'm
wait, wait,
trying to
wait,
end the
wait.
show though.
No,
I'm
we don't
trying to
need to
end the
end this
show.
we need to discuss this real quick. You not gonna help? How you gonna give me a test like that? You not gonna help me? That's what you do.
I just did it. That's how I give you a task like that. I
Not
just
even
did.
not even if I make the face.
I don't care about no faces you making, lady.
You always tell me that.
So, anyways, hold her accountable.
I guess I'll be pouting.
Danny,
Pouting
I'm
for the next
talking to you.
I'll be pouting,
Talking to you, Danny.
and then you know Robert's
Yeah.
gonna do
Robert, Robert, Robert and Danny. That's my task for y'all. That's my mission for you if you choose to accept it.
it's fine. That just means that every time you talk to me, I'm gonna be pouting.
That's
My
fine.
pout normally wins.
My end button be working. It ain't failed me yet. My end button on my phone, I just tap it and the phone hangs up. It's amazing.
Oh Lord, who you hanging up on, friend?
Be hanging up on you. Cause you come at me with that
Oh,
mess.
I thought you meant
You
right
didn't even
now.
get that joke.
But
No, I didn't hang up on anybody. But somebody, we'll talk about that off air.
okay.
Somebody, and they'll hear this. You tried it. I'll just be doing that, make it seem like I got a life. Ain't nobody checking for me, y'all. Anyways, until next time.
We love you for listening. I don't even know what happened to this ended just went like so far
I
left.
tried to end it, and now it ain't me this time. So
Love you for listening. Bye.
one for you and 9 for me. Oh, shout out to us, episode 10. We in the double digits. Shout out to us. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Try not to be loud.
If y'all made it this far, God bless you.
For real.
Take care of yourself and each other. Shout out to Jerry Springer. Bye, y'all.
What if I could get Jerry Springer as a guest one day?
Speak it into existence.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would.
We gone. Bye.
Bye, y'all.